Hey, we hope you're having a great day. I'm Tom.
I'm Holly.
And welcome to HBC's YouTube channel.
Hello and welcome to day 7 of Journey Through the Bible, featuring the book of Romans.
Guys, we've survived a whole week now. 1 week down, 2 weeks to go.
Oh, come on.
Or more. But yeah, let's start this second week well. Let's get motivated and let's just go out and smash it.
Romans 3, verses 9 to 20. What shall we conclude then? Do we have any advantage? Not at all, for we have already made the change that Jews and Gentiles alike are all under the power of sin. As it is written, there is no one righteous, not even one. There is no one who understands. There is no one who seeks God. All have turned away. They have together become worthless. There is no one who does good, not even one. Their throats are open graves. Their tongues practice deceit. The poison of vipers is on their lips. Their mouths are full of cursing and bitterness. Their feet are swift to shed blood. Ruin and misery mark their ways, and the way of peace they do not know. There is no fear of God before their eyes. Now we know that whatever the law says, it says to those who are under the law, so that every mouth may be silenced and the whole world held accountable to God. Therefore no one will be declared righteous in God's sight by the works of the law. Rather, through the law we become conscious of our sin.
Verses 9 to 18. Paul identifies that all humanity is swamped by sin, and he goes on to make a great list of statements identifying the lack of righteousness and decay of human morality. He shows that when we abandon God, we turn to destructive things instead, and our bodies that were created to worship God now falls prey to sin, which affects absolutely everything, from our mind, emotions, sexuality, and will. Paul is not saying that every human is fully evil, but that it is impossible for any human to be fully good, and so in this way he shows all humanity is fallen short. No one person has met the mark, and we are all in the same boat.
Verses 19 and 20. Now in this section it's as if Paul paints a picture of like a courtroom, as if we're standing in front of a judge unable to find a single piece of evidence to justify ourselves in the weight of all that's been put in front of us. He says that no Jew and no Gentile can find any evidence in their defence. It's as if we're just silenced by the weight of our own sin. In verse 20, Paul seems to tackle like the devout Jew, a person who may think that by following the law, by eating the right things and by following the Sabbath and all of God's commandments to the letter, that they may have earned their salvation. Once again, Paul shows that it's nothing to do with elitism, that actually by following the law we're not guaranteed salvation, that the law is a guide for us, but the law in itself doesn't give us salvation. Paul describes this as sort of self-salvation, so anything that we're doing in order to earn salvation for ourselves, whether by works or by doing the right thing or saying the right thing, that actually that is woefully inaccurate, and that is not salvation at all. The purpose of the law is to show our need for sin, and that is why the law and the gospel work hand in hand. We need the law to reveal that we are sinners, for us to understand and grasp that we need salvation, but the gospel is what delivers our salvation. So it's God's grace identifying that sin and offering redemption for us. We need the law to identify sin, but we need the gospel in order to be redeemed from our sin. So application time. Now against this backdrop of quite a damning view of humanity, it's as if the gospel shines all the brighter. And what Paul's saying is actually a liberating truth for us. And the same can be said for our modern times. Rather than us trying to work for our salvation, rather than us trying to earn something we could never earn, Paul is giving us an amazing liberation. He's saying, look, you already can receive salvation as a free gift. The law is there and it's important. He's not devaluing it or dismissing it. He's saying that it is the basis of understanding our flawed human nature, and that once we grasp that, we can freely receive salvation without condition, which is incredible truth and such a liberation, and something that we need to be sharing with people.
So that's day 7 of Journey Through the Bible. Do tune in tomorrow, and we'll see you there. Take care.